Hello, everybody. I hope you have a marvelous day. Welcome to Zeppe Invest. Please leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and let's begin with the topic of today, my own portfolio. Currently, my portfolio is worth 11,322 euros. That's equal to $12,335. So my portfolio has grown with around $2,300 from last month. I'm again going to show you from my smallest position to my biggest position and give you some little information about each position. We can see that my current position, my last and smallest position is Southern Company. We can see the current share price is $68. Myself, I have 5 shares. That's currently at $313 euros. And I'm in total up with around 14.5%. I bought this stock because it was at all-time high, and I said I'm gonna have a small position and grow it over time. Since I bought it, it's up big time. So I have no feeling to add more right now, but if it drops, let's say back to the 60s, I'm probably buying. All right. A new position I added this month is the Walt Disney Company. It's not the biggest position of my portfolio, of course, because it was trading for a few weeks at all-time highs. It dropped a bit, and my current average buying price is 139. It's currently sitting at 142, so I'm up 2.8%, and I have a total of 3 shares. So it's my second smallest position of my whole portfolio. I have around 12 stocks, so these are the first 2 of them. Let's jump in number 3. Oh, the beast himself, Abby. Abby is, again, a big dividend player of my portfolio. It's in the healthcare sector. It got recently very good earnings. It jumped quite a bit. And that's why I'm up 10% with it. We can see 10%, I'm up 40 euros on it. My average buying price was at a high side, $87. To be honest, I was way too late to buy AbbVie, but I really wanted to have it in my portfolio. So again, like Southern Company, I added a small position and it has grown over time since then. All right, my next stock is Altria Group, aka the Marlboro Company. It's a sin stock, so it's not for everybody. Altria had, like last week, bad earnings, so they dropped quite a bit in my opinion. They currently sitting at $46, so that's a very low point. My average buy-in is just 45.5. So I'm thinking to add some more today, actually. I have 380 free cash on the account. So probably gonna buy like 3 more shares. So I have 15 shares of Altria. I think it's a company that does well in recessions or non-recessions. So it's a no-brainer to have it in your portfolio, but it can't be the biggest position of all. All right, let's go further. We can see my next one is Alibaba Group Holding. This one got beaten a little bit by the coronavirus. I think everybody knows the virus. It's a virus in China. I bought Alibaba back in November, when it was around $184. I just bought a few shares, just 3 of them. I'm currently already up 18%, so almost 20% and almost a gain of 100 euro in value. But I think earnings from Alibaba are tomorrow. I think they're gonna slam it again, like always. They're gonna have a big beat, a really fat one. And I think the markets will do well on that reaction. But of course, I do not have a glass ball. I cannot predict the future. It is just Alibaba is a growth company, and I really wanted to have them in my portfolio because I only think online sales will be growing and growing over time. All right, now it gets interesting. Again, like in my last portfolio update, I said MongoDB is going to be my stock of 2020, and it still is. I just trimmed 1 share of it because I felt my growth stock allocation, the total value of my portfolio, was way too much. So I sold a few I actually trimmed a few growth stocks, and MongoDB was one of them. I just sold one share. My average buying price was $130. It's currently sitting at 166. That is around almost 30%. So let's take a look to the next stock I want to discuss with you, and this one is Realty Income. Realty Income is one of my favorite dividend payers. It's a monthly dividend paying company. The company just hit it $80. I have 9 shares of it, a total value of 660 euros. My average buying price was $74. That was already at a high side in my personal opinion. But I love the company that much that I just said I'm gonna buy a small position around 6 to 7% of my portfolio, and I'm gonna leave it. If it drops another 5%, I'm buying more. If it goes up, very well. And I'm pretty lucky because it's up already 10%. That's almost 60 euros I grown in value on that stock alone. And do not forget, it pays me a monthly dividend. To give you an example of my dividends upcoming, AV is 5.41 euros. Then Realty Income is every month 2 euros almost, but I get taxed 30 cents on that. So it's a little bit less, but still dividends are nice to have. All right, my next company is PayPal. I just said that I trimmed some growth stocks. PayPal is one of them. I sold one share of them. I have now 7 shares. My average buying price was 71 euros, and they are currently sitting at 110 euros. I'm up over 50% on this position. This is a very nice position to have. It has grown me almost 300 euros, but I do have to say that PayPal had few issues, but they are back and on focus. I do believe in PayPal, but I'm not gonna add or sell anymore. I'm just gonna leave it in my portfolio, and maybe in like 2 to 3 years, I might sell it to buy some more solid dividend stocks. All right. The next one is waste management. We can see that a few of these dividend payers have grown to bigger and bigger positions of my portfolio. This is because it's my strategy going into 2020, more dividend payers. I have 8 shares of waste management. They currently sitting at a nice $125. My average buying price was 114.5. So I'm up just over 10%, and I made 86 euros in value of the company. They pay me just a small 1.8 dividends. I believe I'll put a 1.8%, of course, on the yearly base. They pay quarterly, so it's a no-brainer for me to have in my portfolio. The next one is again a big dividend player, one of my favorite dividends, same with Realty Income, and it's called PepsiCo. I think everybody knows PepsiCo for the Doritos, the Cheetos, the bits and everything, and I love it. Excuse me. They currently sitting at $145. My average buying price was 134. My total portfolio allocation is just over 1,000 euros. And I'm up just 10% on the company. So that's almost 97 euros I gained in value over time. All right. Now, I call it a growth stock, but it does pay me a small dividend of around 1%. And that's Apple, of course. Apple is just sitting under 300 euros, 295 to be exact. The total portfolio allocation is 1,180 euros. So that's just like 10% of the portfolio. I do feel comfortable with it because it's one of the biggest companies out there. It's one of the best run companies, in my opinion. They know what they are doing, and it has paid off. I'm currently up 104% on Apple alone. That's pretty nuts in my opinion. I have around 640 euros profit, again, value profit, and it does pay me a quarterly dividend of around 2.82 euros. But again, I got taxed 42 cents. All right. Now my biggest position, not my biggest position, excuse me. My second biggest position is Facebook. Currently, I have 7 shares of Facebook. They are sitting at $213. And 10 days ago, they had like a bad earning report. They fell 7% on the next trading day. And on the next trading day, they fell another 3%. And then I bought some more. I bought 2 shares of it. My average buying price is just sitting at $170. Just, it's fine. I'm gonna keep buying more of the stock probably over time because I think it's going to be one that will still have in my 30s, in my 40s. A lot of people do not believe in Facebook, but as a youngster, it has a huge impact on everybody's life, in my opinion. So that's why I invest in the company. I'm currently up 30%, so those are pretty nice numbers, but I think it's still undervalued in my opinion. I think this can go to 50-60% in 1 year, of course, but that's my opinion. All right, who is ready for the last stock I want to discuss? And that's the bad boy, Tesla. I only have 3 shares of Tesla. It's currently sitting at $771, and I'm up just over 200%. It's almost more than 20% of my total portfolio allocation, but I feel fine with it because it has grown naturally to its #1 position. I bought it actually with a small allocation of my portfolio back in the day and back in time. I mean, and I'm up now 200%. I said I'm never gonna sell it because I'm just gonna ride it. I had the opportunity to sell in the 900s and no back buy, but again, I do not have a glass bowl, so I did not sold or anything special. I'm just up 3,000 euros in total. That is a pretty nice number, but at the end of the day, I have many years to go, so you'll see what that gives. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a marvelous day, and please hit that like button for a friend. Come on. Thank you. Bye bye. Peace.